I welcome you all. Let's get right into it. One of the things that's interesting, and we heard the numbers with the Prudential findings of the idea that African Americans believe that they do well in certain areas in relation to finance. But Bill, if we take a close look at that, and in comparison to the majority community, I'm not sure that we should be as comfortable as maybe those numbers suggest. What's your thought when you look at the overall picture of African Americans, the economy, and our future?
Well, obviously, we have a long ways to go, but to me, the glass is not half empty, it's half full, because you can look at any segment of our economy, as you said earlier. The African American female is probably one of the greatest consumers, including my ex-wife, in America. And unfortunately, we oftentimes have our assets on our behind rather than in our bank account. But I think potentially, we represent a tremendous engine economically in this country. And that's the good news, in my opinion.
Mr. Branch, let me go down to you in the sense that your company takes a look at a broad range of areas. It seems to me, too, that there are a lot of areas that we don't necessarily look to for investment, opportunities, employment, etc. When you talk to clients, when you look at the idea of trying to get the community to diversify, and knowing what Mr. Picard just said with the idea of the glass being half full and opportunity being there, what would you say are the best bets for all of us to start to look at?
Well, I tend to, and over the years, I've looked at investments in consumables because, as Dr. Picard said, typically in our community, we tend to wear our wealth. So if you look at it from an investment standpoint, you look at, what are things we're buying, what are things we're consuming, and if you look at companies like Berkshire Hathaway, Warren Buffett built his empire around consumables and investing in companies that are, that people consume those products. And so that's kind of been our investment strategy when I started my company. For most African American businesses, they grow internally, organically, if you will, in terms of capital, because they don't have access to the capital markets that our counterparts have, and so it takes longer to get to those different benchmarks because of that.